Good day to you this beautiful day, this Monday afternoon. This is a short initial reaction to the movie The Black Widow. I just got done seeing the movie in IMAX, and I don't know if it really matters if it was in IMAX or not. There's some really cool action scenes. But anyways, let's just go straight into the review and what I thought of it. This will be pretty much spoiler-free. I don't think anything I'm going to say would ruin the movie for anybody. Just straight up, I'll say initially that I do like the movie. I thought it was a good one. Very, very, very good character development. I would say that's the biggest strong point. It got you to know more of the story of Black Widow, of Natasha Romanoff, that is. And you got to know, and all the characters are in the movie. Really, really good character development, really good chemistry between the actors, and like I said, there's some really, really good scenes. There's scenes where you kind of laugh, and it's like a good-hearted laugh, and it actually, honestly, is a weirdly family movie. And I very much, it's kind of in the vein of a family movie, very similar to the way that not Captain Marvel, but Shazam was. If you see the movie Shazam, it was not a traditional family; it was a foster family, and it was very much elevating the significance, the importance, the value of foster families. And so you kind of get that same kind of deal going on here. It's not a foster family, but still a non-traditional family unit. And that's very much at play here. And it plays out to be a good family film. The movie has some really good action scenes in it. The scenes that... And actually, I don't think this is so much of a spoiler, but there is early on in the movie, Natasha is in this trailer. She's in hiding and everything. And by the way, I should note this: the movie takes place predominantly right after the movie Captain America: Civil War. In fact, it's kind of almost the context of it, because the last scene of the movie, before the credits, I should say, kind of leads into the end of Captain America: Civil War. So it's right in that timeline. So for those of you who like to watch these movies chronologically, there's a lot of movies that are in there. And that little gap right after Civil War, because basically you watch Captain America: Civil War, you go you'll go Black Widow, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Homecoming, and then you also throw in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, all four of those movies fit right in, boom, 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 right in, almost in a row with Civil War. But so that just kind of gives you an idea as to what it is. But anyways, there's a scene where she is in this trailer and she's watching a movie, and the movie she's watching is it's a James Bond film, and I can't remember. I'm not sure which one it was. I'll have to probably Google that when I get a chance. But I thought it was very appropriate to do that because there are moments in the film that were very reminiscent of a James Bond film. And so I thought that was a very appropriate homage, especially in terms of the battle. I mean, the end of the movie felt very reminiscent of GoldenEye, the final battle scene in that. And so it even kind of brought me back to the Nintendo 64 days, GoldenEye 64. So, like I said, really good action scenes. Like I said, but the strength of the movie, as I keep on saying, it goes to that character development and the character relationship between the relationship between the four main characters, and like I said, it's a good film. The one thing that some people might get a little worried about. So I was watching. So if you've been on Facebook, some of you may have gotten the ad from Fandango, advertising. Oh, you got to go see this movie. And it says Fandango. F stands for female, which some of us who are weary from Captain Marvel film got a little weary of movies that are playing an agenda, namely the feminist agenda in the case of Captain Marvel. But I will say that I think you probably could definitely make a case that is there in the Black Widow, and there's actually definitely times where it's a little bit obvious, but it's not as bad. And for the most part, the moments it's kind of plays more similar to, if any of you are Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans, it's more like Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 7. In that sense, it's kind of more the girl power thing, and it's organic. It plays into the story, the plot line, and so I don't have a problem with it. It probably is a little bit feministic, but it's done in a way that doesn't sacrifice narrative. Because that was one of the problems with Captain Marvel, and even a couple moments in Avengers Infinity War. Not Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. Sorry, Infinity War was fine. Avengers Endgame, there was some of those feministic moments that they did that kind of sacrificed the plot and didn't fit into the overall storyline. So, but you don't have those moments in this one. Like I said, it all is pretty organic, fits into the overall story. Then, so like I said, so the movie was good. The only weak point I want to poke at is that the script could have been better. And what I mean by this is that so let me just explain this. I don't feel like this is too much of a spoiler because it's so early in the movie. But there's this early scene in the movie where they're in a car, and there's a song that they want to play because one of the girls really, really likes it, and the song is American Pie, which, for those of you who are familiar, it's a nice, wonderful tie to Iowa, which kind of cool because Clint Barton, who is Hawkeye, is from Iowa, so I'm loving the Iowa connections that are going on in the Avengers films. Heck, the writers for the is it the Russo brothers, I think? Anyway, one of the people that worked on the Avengers films went to University of Iowa, so like the Iowa connections. But anyways, the song American Pie is basically about the day the music died, right? Which was when Buddy Holly's plane crashed in Clear Lake, Iowa. And so, honestly, given that this song was playing such a prominent role in the lives of the characters, I was honestly, and they had plane scenes, I was kind of expecting something big to happen in the planes. And that's kind of where I'm like, and it's probably, admittedly, some of this is James Gunn's fault. James Gunn, in his Guardians of the Galaxy films, he uses, when it comes to old rock and roll music or whatever, kind of like that, of that type, he usually uses it with a purpose. The song that you hear, to some degree, is going to play into the overall plot of the film. And that's not the case of the music in this movie, and I think that's kind of a weak point. And the other thing is I don't feel like there's any real consequences in the movie. And again, that kind of weakens it even more, especially when you consider the fact that she is her job is she's an assassin. And they really took away the sting of a lot of emotion in that movie. And so there's one bit I cannot talk about yet, where I would say that kind of applies. But like I said, this is a spoiler-free review. So maybe when the movie comes out on digital, I'm thinking maybe some point maybe starting in January, I'll do a series on just the Marvel films, or maybe just do like a few at a time or something. But there is one little bit that I think kind of fits into this problem of no consequences, and that is a weak point in the film. So ultimately, it's a good story. It's much more better than it is bad. It's more good than bad. There is an end credits scene, so stay all the way to the end of the credits, right? And the reason is because there is a scene there, and it is one of the few. I would say it's the only end credits scene that I actually was kind of started to cry, because it is emotional for a little bit, but I will say also, if you've seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, the series on Disney Plus, you will be a little bit rewarded for doing so with that credit scene. So I encourage you to watch. So stay behind and watch it if you've not seen Captain America Winter Soldier or Falcon and Winter Soldier, whatever. I encourage you to go watch that because it was a good series. So there you go. That's my reaction. Just under 12 minutes. Hope you enjoy it yourself. Blessed day. And the Lord bless you and keep you. Amen.